How you been, man? You been good?
I've been good, mate. Great to see you.
Great to see you too, man. I wanted to ask you this. I found this interesting. The idea of searching for identity is so fascinating to me, and the character obviously searching to find out who he is. And when you play roles and all the roles you've done in your career, I would imagine that certain characters help unlock things. I would imagine like Belfast or any characters you've played. Is there a specific character that you look at that helped you unlock more about your identity than another one? One that kind of helped you find things in yourself?
Yeah, it's a brilliant question. And I do think it's so true. And I think you learn a bit about yourself of every character you play. Actually, for me, probably it's the most was Anthony in Wild Mountain Thyme. And I
Oh
know
wow,
we didn't get a lot of love for that film, sadly. And, but I loved it. I
yeah.
loved the making of it and everything. And I loved. He was a complicated person, uncomfortable in his own skin, maybe. Um, and for me, I had so many parallels to him that I think people probably wouldn't understand, or you're always like presenting yourself in this job as like, oh, I'm a very confident person, and here I've got these witty, funny things to say about this experience. Like, but the reality is, like, all of us are riddled with insecurity and self doubt, and Anthony was the embodiment of a lot of those things that I did feel myself that maybe people don't see. So I probably felt closest to him and realized a lot about myself through him.
Yeah, and your wife's score, obviously. I would imagine that whole experience must have been incredible. There's that great moment in the first episode when you're driving down the street and Betty Davis eyes, you're like rolling, you're rocking out to that song. And like, if someone were to find you driving down a street, what song would you be rocking out to like that? Like, is there a song that hits you like that when you're driving?
Yeah, I mean, probably the Waterboys' "Whole of the Moon." That's
Mm.
arguably my favorite song in the world. It means so much to me for so many different reasons. It is a song that it's a belter song just to like sing and
Yeah.
like sing it, but also in recent year, in the last year, in fact, it's taken on a whole different meaning to me. The lyrics are so incredible about like, I see the world this way and I wish I saw it, but how are you capable of always seeing it this way in this great light? Um, and I finally feel like I worked out who that's written about this year.
Mm.
Um, I've always applied it to different people, or like just a general sort of idea of people, but yeah, that would be the one for me. I actually can't listen to it without crying now either. Like,
Yeah. Dude, that happens to me, man. There are songs that hit me like I'm on a big Paul McCartney run right now, and this song called "Let Me Roll It" just hit me more than it ever did before because it was in Licorice Pizza. Like the songs do, they change with you, man. They really, really do. I wanted to ask you the actual crash is incredible. The shot they have in that car of the
mm,
flipping is unbelievable. I mean, it's one of the most immersive shots I've seen in terms of like what it would feel like to be in a crash like that. And I wondered like what you remember about filming that, how that shot was done. It looked like a oneer. I mean, I don't know if I'm wrong on that, but it was wild.
I love you, Kevin, for always. You love this. You love cinematography. You love how shots are formed. I always love talking to you about this sort of stuff. That was crazy. I mean, it needed to be an impactful moment, right? Both figuratively and literally.
Yeah,
Um,
literally.
we did so many different versions of me in a real car up until a certain point, a stunt double. There's one point there's a lot of guys with shaved heads and beards walking around set, like there's a lot of Jamie doubles. Um, but then they had me in a rig, in this pneumatic rig that they were like twisting me around, but they'd sort of only let me do that to a certain point, and then they'd do it with a double where he really twisted. Then would have drones of. I mean, it was well covered, and actually we had like. Basically, it felt like half of the first episode was just filming that chase, and that we had so much time with it. Um, but my memories of it were just being really dusty, having little bits of stone go in my eye, having to stop while I washed my eyes out with like saline. It was a crazy time shooting that. But I think it's right. I think you're right. And I really don't, you don't see it coming. It's, look, is there massive Steven Spielberg dual reference? Yeah, of course.
Oh
I wouldn't
yeah.
shy away from that, but that's great. But I do think it's a shock when it happens, you know, and it's a very cool thing to be a part of such a crazy stunt like that.
Yeah, we think you get away in that moment. So it's a brilliant sequence, and I can't wait for people to see it. Congratulations to you, man, to wrap me up. Next time I talk to you, I want to talk to you about how you got the eye line right with the ceiling. I thought that was kind of like, it's always interesting how you play with eye lines and things like that. But congratulations to you, man, and hope you're staying safe. And thanks for always being so kind to me, man. You're such a great dude, man.
Thanks, man. Great to see you, dude.
Good to see you too, Jamie.